Hey, it's Mr. Johns, and welcome to Virtual Drive number 6. Here I am driving through what to me looks like something like Yellowstone National Park. It's not. I chose the map, East Coast, USA. Um, and I'm doing kind of a review. I'd like to do kind of a review and general drive here. I switched from that blue pickup truck to this, whatever this is, this green car. There's a few things about this simulator that I love and a few things that I don't love. As I've said before, the keyboard, driving with arrow keys makes it very, very jerky, and gas and brake are also jerky. So I'm doing the best I can, right? So just so you know, I'm not demonstrating the smoothest and most beautiful driving in the world. Something else that I don't like are the signs on the road, and sometimes the paint on the road are not realistic. And I'm going to signal right here because I could go left, but I'm going to go right. So for example, right here, there should be a yield sign. Like, what kind of intersection is this? Right? I mean, so look over there. There are cars that are almost running into each other. There should be a yield sign right here. I'd look over my left shoulder and whoops, sorry, and go if it's clear. But there's no signage. And so one thing that this program, the game simulator, needs to do better with our signs. Now, looking at the license plate on the back of this Vivace car, that's not an American license plate, so it's not even in the States. And so probably they could do their research a little bit better, or their roads are based on their country, wherever that is. I haven't taken the time to look. So, and third, they don't have licenses with real car companies, and so this green car, which to me would kind of look like maybe a Hyundai Tiberian, which is a pretty cool street kind of street racer car. It has that look to it, but it's not a real car, and so that's kind of a drag because it's fun to drive realistic cars. So other than those, issues, earlier I didn't have very much traffic in the previous lessons, and so what I did is I turned down the graphic settings. I have a gaming computer with some pretty high specs, and it still couldn't handle a ton of traffic. There's a lot going on in a game like this, a simple game like this, it seems like, right? There's a lot of textures. So the grass, even the ground, the trees, all that stuff is really tough on a computer. And so when you add movement, it really slows a computer down. So I lowered all the graphics, and so things are not as crisp and clear and beautiful as before. And then all of a sudden now I can get about 15 or 20 cars on the screen at the same time, so which I prefer. So that's good. So in this last lesson, I'm kind of interacting with traffic, and I want to kind of talk through some of this. So, does Mr. Johns talk out loud when he drives like this in real life? No, not all the time. Sometimes as a driver's ed instructor, I have my students talk out loud, and it really does help. So like, we can't mind read. Like, we don't know. And by the way, right here, I'm looking ahead. There's a light. It's green. I'm watching that silver car. He is actually going to pull out in front of me. So awesome. So that's a great example of real life. Even though you have the right of way, people can pull out right in front of you. And it's one thing that I, again, don't like about this program, but in an odd way, I like it. The computer cars act weird sometimes. Okay, the light just turned yellow, and I'm going to stop at this stop line right here. Okay. Should he have pulled out in front of me? No, but for some reason the simulator says there's a gap, and so the program says go ahead and go. In real life, do people pull out in front of you? Yes. So that's why I like that. Expect the unexpected. And you'll hear people say, and I'm watching this light. It's a red light, and you'll hear, so I'm very scattered when I'm talking out loud because there's a lot going on. There's a yellow car that just pulled up on my right. He's going to go ahead and go because he stopped and he can go. There's a red car. Okay, my light just turned green. Left, right, left, and go. Now, why did I look left, right, left? Even though there was nothing on my left, it's habit. You just do it anyway. So I want to remind you that if you are, why is this guy stopping? The light's green. Okay, okay, good. Now I don't have to look left, right, left here, although it can't hurt. I'm just going to glance as I take. Why is that guy going? My light was green. Traffic acts very strangely. My light was green. So let me get back to my point here. I'm watching that red car. Expect the unexpected, like that. They're terrible. If you're the car in front at a light, you need to look left, right, left. And why is that? People run the red light all the time. More and more and more, by the way. I've been driving for 40 years, and it's used to, I'm going to take a left here. It used to not be common. Maybe once or twice a summer, I would see somebody running a red light. Now it's every day. Every day. Promise you. And I'm in Boise and Meridian, so there's a ton of traffic, way too much. And I'm going to turn right here at this stop sign. So the fact that if you're in front at a light, the reason you look left, right, left is because if someone does run the red light, they're going to do it in the time that you are looking left, right, left. And that's because it takes about 2 seconds. Watch this. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Okay? And I can go. So in that period of 2 seconds, that is when a car or two will run the red light. And then you will not get hit. So even if you are legal to go and you get hit, still means you're hit or dead. And so it is worth doing that. Now, if you're not the first car, if you're the car in back, second, third, fourth, fifth, you don't have to do that because your light has been green long enough that you don't have to worry about that. Okay? So make sure you do that, please. Left, right, left. It'll just save you. Could save your life. All right, having a hard time with the arrow keys and steering a little bit. Really nice view off to the left here. We've got the ocean, but I'm gonna take a left, by the way. And so my blinkers should be on, yes. And I'm checking my rearview mirror to make sure no one's gonna hit me from behind. And I'm waiting for a gap that's big enough for me to turn left. I noticed that it's a sharp left. So I noticed all that without, whoa, red car. I noticed all that without turning my head. So when you're driving, you're using your peripheral vision, all the way left and right, to really take in the big picture. I'm driving in an area where there's not a lot of traffic. There's not a lot going on. I'm kind of in either a national park or just a highway. Cars are driving slow, like that blue car. But I hope you have kind of gotten the point that you don't have time to look at your phone. You don't have time to be distracted. You don't have time to eat a hamburger. Driving takes your full attention if you're going to be a good driver. So as I'm driving at 18 miles an hour, which is ridiculous, so slow. I wish I had a steering wheel. This is a very narrow road. I'm just trying to stay in my lane. Normally not that difficult. I like this here, the pavement. The paint has faded away, and so that's realistic. Like sometimes they just don't repaint the lines, so you just have to kind of say, okay, well, my lane is over here on the right, and when a car comes by, that kind of helps you to see how wide your lane is. So just kind of stay off to the right. Now, I'm not really worried about my speed right now. I don't know what the speed limit is. I'm sure it's like 35. But that's B, because I know I'm going slow. So I'm just taking it easy as I'm talking. All right, let me get back to my point. Yes, sometimes we have our students talk out loud. That's because we can't read your mind. And if we just say drive, sometimes students aren't thinking anything. Other times they're completely overwhelmed by everything. And so we want to hear what's going on in your head. And so it helps. Your instructor may or may not have you do that, but just so you know, it's okay to do it if you want to just talk out loud. Or if that makes you embarrassed, just do it in your head. But I'm constantly right now saying, okay, brownish. I didn't like that color of that car. There's a white car going by me. There's a warning sign that says there's a sharp right turn, and sure enough, there's another sign that says right turn right there at that guardrail. So slow down and just be careful. So all these things should be going through your head as you're driving. I see some kind of town off to the left. That's kind of cool. So that's where I'm going to head. Let's say I'm looking for a gas station, for example. So I'm like, okay, cool. There's probably one coming up. I'm coming down this hill, so I'm kind of coasting a little bit. I see a stop sign on the right. I want to see if I can go left here. So I think right where that white car is. Oh, yeah, there's a brown car turning left. I'm going to go ahead and turn left there. And there's a T intersection. I don't have to stop unless there's a car coming towards me in the other lane, which there's not. I'm just going to turn down this little road and see where it goes. All right. Definitely more fun to have some traffic on the road with me. I know before I had a few cars, but now I've got more vehicles to deal with, and it's great. So there's a nice red car, like an old 55 Chevy. Looks like a Chevy, but it's not, because they didn't pay Chevy to use their cars. That's a nice house up on the right. So it's like a little village, little fishing village. I'm going to go left here. See, there's quite a bit of traffic, as you can see. Normally I wouldn't have to wait at all for traffic, but there's a lot going on. So that blue car should go. The brown truck is going to get... I assume there's a stop sign up here around this corner. I can't see it. So, oh, there's not? See, that's unrealistic, right? There would never be an intersection like this in America without a stop sign, because I guess legally I can just go. No way would I do that. So there should be a stop sign right there. So I'm going to go left, right, left, and because there's no traffic, I'm going to go ahead and pull out. Get into my lane. Notice there's a double yellow line. That means I cannot pass, even if I wanted to or had to. Can't do it. So I'm just going to follow at a 3-second following distance. So remember the following distance. 3 seconds is good when the weather is good. Okay, so I'm kind of far behind, so it's a little hard to do a following distance test if I'm so far behind. So I'm going to speed up just a little bit. And I'm right there at that sign, I'm going to count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000. I am 6 seconds behind that truck, which is twice. No, I don't have to be 3. I just can't be closer than 3, right? So I see a bridge on the left. This road might turn that direction. Even if it doesn't, I think I want to go across that bridge, so that's cool. So left blinker is on. Blue car, go ahead, blue car. Blue car, go. Blue car, go. Come on. Computerized cars, sometimes not so smart. Not so smart. Okay, that guy doesn't have to stop. I don't know why he stopped. I'm going to go ahead and go then. That's what you do. If people aren't paying attention and it's safe to go, you go. Okay? Very strange behavior, but I just like to go across this bridge, which is cool. There's no line down the middle, which there should be. So there's a little details in the game that they, forgot, but they do updates all the time. And by the way, this is a really popular game. There are all kinds of YouTubers and videos out there about this game. And of course, most people are crashing and jumping and doing crazy things in it, not driving like I am. Probably very few use it just to drive. So, but it's great. It's great for that. Here's on the road, you'll see a single solid line. Again, that is not really, sorry, having a hard time turning. That is not something you'll see in America, at least not very often. It would be solid on one side and dashed on the other, or it would be double yellow, we call it. You don't see a single yellow like this. Maybe in a national park, because the roads are narrow, you'll see something like that. And that's maybe what this is representing. It just means, hey, you can't, it's windy, you can't pass. And I guess you don't need 2 lines. Yellow just means, solid yellow means don't pass. So anyway, I notice things like that. It's unusual. Okay, so good. We got some traffic coming towards us, traffic ahead of us. There's a warning sign, right? It's a yellow diamond, so we know it's a warning, and it says, hey, sharp turn to the left. So I am not in my lane. Again, having a difficult time. Even though I turned down the graphic settings, still really cool. I mean, I think it looks really nice. Things are a little blurrier than they were before, but I'll take it if I get traffic to deal with. So, and maybe later I will have fun and just do some crazy jumps and crashes just for fun. So maybe in this video I should do some of that, but it's not a very good example of me. So I'm trying to behave. There's some dead trees on the left. That's nice detail, which they wouldn't they didn't have to do, but makes it more realistic. There's also some dirt roads like right there on the left. That would be fun to go down to see what's down there. But I'm just trying to kind of interact with traffic, even though right now I'm just following traffic. So, which is kind of why it reminds me of Yellowstone National Park, because you kind of spend a lot of time following traffic, right? So, and with it being so beautiful off to both sides, it's kind of hard to be the driver sometimes, because you really can't just look, especially in Yellowstone, looking for a grizzly bear or an elk or something. You're the driver, you have to drive. All right, there's a warning sign that says bump ahead. I wonder if there really is one. See if I can find it. Is this the bump right in the middle? No, there was no bump. It was a fake. It was just a fake threat. Oh, maybe it was the road, because the road kind of came to a peak, and if you did it at 100 miles an hour, you would jump. So again, not realistic, but maybe for a simulator, that's telling people, hey, floor it, because you'll get some good air. So, all right, well, getting a little dull just following these cars around. I'm going to try to find a turn off so I can change things up a little bit. But if you are still considering whether it's worth getting this game, I think that it would be definitely worth it. And I think they just continually add cars and scenarios and different things. I know you have to get it on Steam, so you have to download Steam, get an account, and then do a search for beamng.drive. Stop here on the bridge. No, I shouldn't stop on the bridge. I'm in traffic. So, okay, sharp turn at 25 miles per hour. So when you see a warning sign that has a speed, it'll say, hey, 25 is about what this should be taken at. Now, it's called a recommended speed. And in Idaho, those are not white speed signs. They'll be on a warning sign or something. So it's not law. You don't have to go 25. It's just, I'm going to take a left here. I have to stop. He doesn't. That's, again, strange signage. Like, I have a stop sign, but he doesn't. So they can. I guess so. It's kind of like a T intersection, I guess. Now that I see it, so I have to stop and I have to just look left, right, left. So it's left, right, left, and go when it's clear. Okay. All right. So anyway, I think it was $29 when I bought it. Sometimes you can get this on sale, and it's a good investment just to practice some driving, if nothing else. But there's all kinds of different games and scenarios and challenges. I know there's a pizza delivery challenge. There's dozens of different things to have to do, and I think about 15 or 20 cars to choose from, which is cool. But I do wish they were real cars. It'd be fun to kind of collect realistic cars, but at least you get to try to drive different kinds of vehicles. Here's a dirt road. Let's take it. We're going to get off that. Oh, okay. So it's not a dirt road. It is a fishing spot. So I guess at this point, I'm going to end the video. I hope you learned a few things watching some of these virtual driving lessons, and you can really use it to practice your skills, at least your thought processes of what you're seeing and doing as you're driving. And as you wrap up this course, I hope that you have a lifelong love of driving and keep it safe. Mr. Johns out.